I
All
can't.
right, so featured artist of the night is a jazz singer, if you will, crooner, as Dave likes to call them. I don't know. It's just Dave's just weird. But anyway, Monty Gregg, how you doing tonight, man? You're in Toronto, Canada, correct?
Yeah, good, man. Well, I'm actually in Guelph, Canada, which is just outside of Toronto. But yeah. Thanks for having me here, guys. Nice
yeah, man, great to have you here. Glad you got like a nice setup there. You got a great radio voice. You said you do a show on Thursday nights too, right?
I do, yeah.
What's that show about, just briefly?
It's Thirsty Thursday. So what we do is we get artists to come in here. We sit down, we have a couple drinks, and then they start to play music. And
right on, awesome. Let's talk about that.
Yeah,
let's talk about that more. So, since you're the featured artist of tonight, this is the chance where I have you just kind of tell people who you are, what you're doing. Most people probably don't know who you are, in our audience at least. I'm not really sure. If you do, let us know in the comments. But so what are you doing? You have a new album out, you have a new video we're gonna check out in just a second. Go ahead.
I got a new album out called Big Bad Wolf.
Yeah.
My crooner stylings over my last couple albums have been a little bit more tailored towards the ladies and more of a swooning kind of numbers on the album. This one is a little darker, so I kind of bring out my dark side in this particular.
Cool. So let's go ahead and set this heart on fire right now, shall we? Let's get right to it. Everybody, let us know what you think in the comments. Share this video out, please, and we'll be right back with Deeper with Dave.
Yeah.
I've been holding on for someone, maybe someone just like you. I've searched high and low for the real thing, imitations just won't do. Can you be the kind of lover that fulfills every desire, and to start a flame with just one kiss and set this heart on fire? Would you tell me that you love me, even in my darkest hour? Will you play the part of my Jezebel, or can you be my wildwood flower? You can be the one to lift me up when no one else would take me higher. So steal my hand and take these lips and set this heart on fire. Never felt I've been part of the in crowd. I've always walked this world on my own, but then you came along just to take my breath away. I'm on my knees, so won't you please give me a chance? Could you be the one to warm me up when the winter nights get cold? If I tell you everything about my life, will my secrets stay untold? If you reveal your deepest passions, my words you will inspire. So hold me close, whisper in my ear, and set this heart.
So I was sure this was a cover song when I heard it. And when I found out it wasn't, I'm like, man, I was kind of shocked. But then I quickly realized it's just the familiarity in that voice, in your voice, like just the way you sing. It's just so smooth, man.
Thanks,
and
man. Yeah.
So I'm sure a lot of people hear this, and then most of them say, yeah, Sinatra. It's like, oh, the Rat Pack era. Out of that group, dude, I'm hearing Dean Martin way more than anyone else I can think of, man.
I get that a lot.
Yeah, you must. Just almost that, like, there's like an Italian influence in the style, I think. I'm not even sure. Are you Italian?
No, I'm not Italian, but you wouldn't believe how many times I get Italian guys come up to this, talking to me. Just look the part, pal. I'm sorry.
All right, man. So awesome job. Like, really, this song, I'm still like, it's just really entertaining. So I, like Joe said, we had Ryan Baker on a couple years ago. So he kind of does the crooner circuit, man. Like he goes to Vegas a lot and performs. I don't think he's in like the big casino, huge shows, but So that
think he lives
I
in
really want to dig into this part, Monty, is just like the difference between like let's just call it like the crooner circuit,
Okay.
as opposed to just like an average indie band touring around the U.S., you know, playing in seedy bars and all different types of venues. What's different about just your career and just how you manage it, I guess?
Well, I do a lot of resort stuff, but I do a lot of CD bar stuff as well. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, I do a lot of resort stuff, and I see a lot of different audience every time I go there. You know what I mean? It's such a wide variety of people. I sing a lot of I have a huge repertoire of music that I can pull from, but that genre is like what I'm really into.
Right, but I mean, are you ever like opening for rock bands or something like that, or are you always kind of in this?
A couple months ago, I opened in between a Black Sabbath tribute band set. I came up on the stage as Frank Sinatra, kind of, and was like, "Hey, Oz," he was like, "Frank, what are you doing here?" And I'm like, and we started doing New York, and doing the back and forth, kicking our legs and this and that.
Oh, nice, man. Nice. And speaking of rock bands, so I mean, when you started out, I think it was 1999, I believe, up near Toronto, Canada. You started in a rock band, so you were the lead singer. What kind of band was that? Were you playing covers, or was that just like an original?
We were a cover band, but we had a lot of our own original music too. I won a couple awards for a couple songs I wrote back then.
So you were covering like Van Halen and like 80s rock bands?
Yeah, Guns N' Roses.
Oh, nice, man.
All kinds.
That is quite a shift in the career to go into the jazz crooning.
And then we opened for Dr. Hook and stuff like that. We had a real what happened is when there was no smoking allowed anymore, there was no places for you to play anymore. So bands had to scale back. You know, there wasn't as much work as it was anymore. So when I was down, I've spent a lot of time in Las Vegas because I'm a security contractor, and going back and forth to Vegas to trade shows. And I fell in love with that kind of music when I was down there, and I brought it back here with me. And I said to my then wife, you know what, I'm going to try this style just to see if it works for me. And I made a demo, put it out, and I just started getting work left, right, and center.
Wow, that is awesome, man. That is awesome. It just grabbed you on a trip to Vegas. That was like the moment.
It was, yeah. And ever since then, like I apply the rock, like, because I never really knew how to be like a crooner, like smooth and suave. So when I perform, I really perform like a rock kind of singer style, but wearing the suit. And I think that's a big part of what people get off on. They're like, look at this guy. He's like taking this to a different level, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's cool, man. I want to see you live now. That's awesome. All right. Second to last question, just along these lines, is the crooner, just the whole sector of the music industry. I mean, it's like you go Rat Pack, and for couple decades, I'm just paraphrasing and skipping past a lot here, but I just think of like Harry Connick Jr., who was kind of, you know, he had like a decade run where he was the man in this scene. And then it's been Bublé for, it seems like 15 years. And you'll know way more than I do on this, but those are the names that pop into pop culture. So is that like, are those the guys that you're trying to kind of emulate, or are you just kind of trying to do your own thing?
I emulate Bublé to a certain degree. That's how when I first get going, I started using his a lot.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we got a little freeze here.
Yeah.
I think we're going to move on here. So Monty Gregg's website is themontygreg.com, and Greg is spelled Greig. So I encourage you to go have a look at the website. You'll see his all his music, his shows, videos, bio, all that stuff, and he's got his social media links there. Unfortunately, we couldn't wrap up that interview.
Damn
but
satellites.
We gotta move on.